All right, happy Saturday, everybody. So, Willy Adames was the big move so far today in Major League Baseball free agency. Winter meetings obviously coming up next week or starting tomorrow. Willy Adames and the Giants are in agreement on a 7-year, $182 million contract, the largest deal in franchise history, according to Jeff Passan here. Adames, 29, had a career best 32 homers, 112 runs driven in 2024, deal pending a physical. I assume that the physical is going to end up working, but it is the Giants and it is a star shortstop, and we saw what happened last time with Carlos Correa. So I guess it's not totally final, but my Padre angle here obviously is, we could talk about Willy Adames and what his impact will be in the NL West, but have the Padres' chances increased at bringing back Ha-Seong Kim? I think they have, but only a little bit. The Giants, they could still go sign Ha-Seong Kim, by the way. To me, it feels like Kim would get a 1-year deal somewhere, but all it takes is one team to have a totally different idea than most of the baseball world and give him multiple years, and he ends up going there. Obviously, he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. He's coming off of the labrum surgery, so that adds a question mark there. But he did not take the option that he had with the Padres. He hired, I believe, Boris to represent him. So to me, that's like, all right, he's trying to go get a multi-year deal. I don't think that he signs Boris to just come back to the Padres on a 1-year deal, but maybe he was thinking about going to the Giants and getting a multi-year deal there, and the Giants ended up being very aggressive with Willy Adames, and they lock him up for 7 years. So again, yeah, I think the chances have increased a little bit because the Giants signing Adames, I mean, he's going to be their shortstop. They could have Kim go play second base, but they have Tyler Fitzgerald, who just had a pretty solid season there. I think it was his rookie year there. And I think he could play second base. So Kim would be then, if he goes to the Giants, he'd be in a utility role. If I'm Ha-Seong Kim, I hire Boris. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to play because then I want to prove, like, all right, I'm still Ha-Seong Kim. I can bounce back from the season I just had, and I'm good health-wise. So a place that he could play, it could be the Padres, with they have Bogarts temporarily play shortstop to start the year, or they bring in someone like Nick Ahmed on a 1-year deal, and then he could be a bench guy. There's guys like Ahmed Rosario, Jose Iglesias out there, Paul DeYoung, Tim Anderson, but yeah, no thanks. They did just re-sign Mason McCoy, who will be like a minor league piece, I assume, for the Padres. So there are options there that they can temporarily use at short, and then they have Kim come back, let's say May, on let's say it's a 1-year deal. He comes back, Bogarts is at second, Crony's at first, Arise DH. I mean, we'll see. I guess he is a trade candidate, although he wants to be here with the Padres, and if they work out an extension, they could lower the AAV on him, and that would obviously, I mean, it would be good for both sides. Padres, you get to have Arise, one of the best contact hitters, or the best contact hitter in the league, and then for Arise, you don't have to worry about a trade. You get a deal done. I don't know if he knows what his value would be in free agency on the market. All-star talent, but power is what gets you the big bucks. These offensive players, power is a big thing here, and that's not what Arise has. So we'll see. That's obviously something that may be discussed more here in the offseason. Other teams that could be interested in Ha-Seong Kim, I've been trying to go through some depth charts. Immediately, I go to the Milwaukee Brewers because obviously Adames is out now, so they've got to find a replacement there. They could have Joey Ortiz play shortstop. They have Bryce Terang at second, but they could have Joey Ortiz go play third base and sign Kim. They could have Ortiz start the year at shortstop, then go to third base and have Kim come in there. The Brewers are not looking to not contend next year. I mean, they did just make the postseason. Maybe it hinges on what happens with Devin Williams. They could trade him this offseason, or they could do it and he would be the biggest piece before the trade deadline. But if they don't trade him now, then they're risking him being hurt, and then they don't get anything back for him because I think he only has 1 more year left before free agency. But if they want to try to contend and just see what happens, bringing in Ha-Seong Kim, that could help them potentially get to the postseason in that NL Central. So I think Kim could be a fit there. And the Brewers are not a team that's going to go sign a bunch of guys to these long-term deals. And so a one-year deal for Kim, it's not going to cost a ton of money. It's going to cost less than what Adames would cost, even on 1 year. Adames just got over $20 million per year with the Giants. I feel like with Kim, it would be $10 million or even less than that, like $7 to $10 million maybe for 1 year on a 1-year prove-it deal. So that could fit potentially for the Brewers. The Braves, I think, are less of a fit because they do have Orlando Arcia, but he has not been doing great offensively. And Ha-Seong Kim, obviously, we know what he can do defensively. It would put him on a contender. It wouldn't be obviously a long-term deal for the Braves. There's other teams out there that I could point to, but I feel like those are teams that I don't know if Kim would really want to go to because they're not going to be contending. I think he probably wants to be, the best of both worlds. Be on a contender, but be able to have the playing time as well. And as of right now, like the situation that we're in right now, the Padres are still a fit there for Kim because they could, again, have Bogart start the season at short. They have infield options there that could fill that while Kim waits. But where I am like, I don't know if the Padres are going to do this is because of what just happened with Higgy. Higgy would be ready to go at the start of the year. You could put him in right there, starting catcher. He deserves it. He was a big part of this Padres team this past season. And he just got a little over $6 million, I think, $6 million a year in his deal with the Texas Rangers, a mutual option, I think, after 2 years. The Padres didn't do that. So why would they give Ha-Seong Kim more than that on a 1-year deal, let's say, when he's not even going to be ready for the start of the year? There's already infield options on this Padres team. And it's not a guarantee that Kim is going to come back and have a 2023 or 2022 Ha-Seong Kim type year when he does come back from that labrum. So maybe they're saving this money to go give Profar because, and I'll talk about this probably more. I'm going to do a live show, I'm hoping tomorrow night as a winter meetings preview. With Profar, it seems like there's more suitors than just the Padres. So the Padres may have to pay Profar some good money to bring him back. So that means, though, that they're going to have to sacrifice in other areas. And one of them seems like his catcher. And, I mean, they could pull off a trade, but we'll see. And then infield depth, if they're going to give money to Profar, obviously. Starting pitching is obviously another area of need. So the Padres bringing Kim back, it may be a Profar situation where he's going to have to fall back to them for Kim to come back to the Padres. I wonder, because I think like all of us were thinking Giants with Ha-Seong Kim, right? It seemed like the obvious fit. Could still happen, but I don't think it will happen now. Chances have increased, I think, but I still don't think he will return to the Padres. I think there will be one team out there that will give him more than the Padres are willing to give him on a 1-year deal. Shoot, there could be a team that's willing to give him a multi-year deal. And that probably would seal that for Kim. Now, getting to Adames for the NL West, yeah, that sucks. I mean, Adames, he's not, Juan Soto or Shohei or Freddie Freeman up there at the plate, but that's still someone you don't want in the NL West. That's going to make it tougher. I don't think the Giants are better than the Padres. I don't think, now we could be thinking about something else if they go land Corbin Burns, but I still like the Padres pitching. I like the talent the Padres have on offense. Obviously, there's question marks, there's holes, but we haven't hit the winter meetings just yet. So I'm not like panicking here. Yeah, makes the Giants better. But if we were to look at the San Francisco Giants lineup, their projection on Fangraphs, there's Jung-Hoo Lee, although, he was out for most of the year with an injury. This is their lineup. projected. Jung-Hoo Lee, Tyler Fitzgerald, Lamont Wade Jr., Willy Adames, Matt Chapman, Yaz, Heliot Ramos, Patrick Bailey, and Grant McCray. Yes, it's still early in the offseason. Things could change there, but I'm not really scared of that lineup. There are guys that can hurt you, sure, but that seems more like a top-heavy type lineup. They're pitching Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, Landon Roop is their projected 5 guy. Let's say they add someone like Corbin Burns, and then it's Burns, Webb, Ray is their top 3. Now that's more interesting. That makes it obviously a little bit more difficult there. Padres need starting pitching. So obviously I want to wait to evaluate this. As of now, I'm not thinking that the Giants are a better team than the Padres still. This does not change that. It elevates the Giants, sure, but it does not frighten me. Padres versus Giants. Obviously, you got to get through the Dodgers, but Adames to the Giants was that move today. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, you can give your thoughts on winter meetings, your chances or the chances Padres bringing back Ha-Seong Kim and Willy Adames going to the Giants. What you may think of the Giants now.